Hello, this is Dave Gimberline. This is December 23rd, and this is a recording of the University of Minnesota Shotokan Karate Club training session that you can watch and train along with at a later date. I hope that you're all having a good holiday season. So we're going to mostly concentrate on Kata today because that was requested by Cindy when nobody else was here. And I partially said we were going to do that anyway. So out. Pick up one foot. Go around with your ankle and toes, switch other way, other foot, other way, feet together, around with your knees, other way, feet apart, around with your hip, switch, use your legs, pump your arms around, switch, cross, twist, look behind you, take nice deep breaths. Kick up your heels a little bit. All right, we are going to start when I work on just kata by myself. I basically do that little thing, and then I start with little kata and I get bigger. So I have a few kata that I do that you may not know. To warm up. We've done them before in class, but not very often. Sanchin is the first one. I do two different versions of Sanchin. They both use the Sanchin stance, where your toes are pointed in and your knees are pointed in. It is a very tiny stance by Shotokan standards. You can start with your heels together and pivot so they go out, and then move one foot in front so it's on this. Your heel is on the same line as your toe. They call this an hourglass stance because it's big and then little and then big. Try to keep that. You don't want to get shaped differently than that. So here we go. We will do Sanchin, and I got to figure out the best way for me to show you how to do it. Maybe I'll go sideways. Out, Sanchin. Oi, you do this. You spin on the balls of your feet and do a double downward block like this. One. Then you step forward with your left foot. You go in and out with your footwork, and you do a double inside block. Two. Then you leave your left hand out and you pull your right hand back. One, two, three. Take a step. One, two, three. Take a step. One, two, three. You are going to turn kind of like Hangetsu. Your left foot stays where it is, and you pivot and do an inside block this way. One. Then you punch. Two, three. You do that exact same turn again. Pivot on your left. One, two, three. Moving backwards. You're going to inhale and exhale. One, inhale, exhale. Two, inhale, exhale. Three, inhale, exhale. Boy, how you back up? There you go. You should be back where you started, pretty much. And show your legs. What?
How come I turned 180 degrees?
Maybe you missed one of the turns. There's two. You turn and do a thing, and then you turn and do a thing and go backwards.
Oh, the turns are in opposite direction.
Nope, same direction, but you turn 180 and then you turn 180.
Oh, okay. I was only turning 90.
Ah, big problem. It's okay though. This is ideal for COVID pandemic training. It doesn't take much room. You could do it in a hallway or a little tiny space. Let's try it again. Out. Sanchin. Boy. Spin on the balls of your feet, double downward block. One. Take a step forward, double inside block. Two. Pull your right hand back. One, two, three. a step. 1, 2, 3. Take a step. 1, 2, 3. You're going to pivot and turn that 180 degrees on your left foot. 1. So you face back the way you came from. 2, punch. 3. Now you do the same turn again. 1, turn back. 2, 3. I'm going to be sideways. Stepping backwards. Your arms are like a bellows, lifting and pushing and lifting and pushing. Your center does that same thing. 1, inhale, exhale. 2, inhale, exhale. 3, inhale, exhale. 4. Next. So, although we do not do that in Shotokan very often, I believe Sanchin is the most popular kata in the world. Almost all Okinawan styles, Sanchin. Almost all Okinawan styles have a Sanchin kata. Most Japanese styles have one. They do it in China in different sizes and forms. Sometimes they have their hands open, sometimes they have them closed, sometimes they do extra stuff. But 3 steps forward, 3 steps back. Sometimes they turn, sometimes they don't. Which leads us to Sanchin Nidan. This is the second one. It's very similar to the first, especially at the beginning. So hang in there a little bit. Out. Sanchin. Oi. Technically Sanchin Nidan. Here you don't do the double thing. You just step forward with your left and do the block. You go 1, boom, Sanchin stance. Pulling 1, 2, push with your legs. 3, take a step. 1, 2, 3, take a step. 1, 2, 3, turning. 1, 2, 3. Now it's different. You're going to cover your face with your right hand, and you're going to do these Mwashiyuki, the double-handed pushing blocks. So you go 1, push, out. Now your left hand covers your face. 2, push. 3, push. Turn again. 1, 2, 3. High up. So these blocks are in many advanced kata, and they are also a very, very old technique. So when I say cover your face, I want you to imagine that somebody's punching for you here. This hand's going to move it across. Block it, and then you're going to come back and strike. So it's also perfectly acceptable to kind of do 2 blocks. Maybe this was a sweeping block, this is a hook block, and then you go. So you kind of touch it, trap it, strike. It's got that same pattern. Your elbows stay kind of in. Your hands are like on a wall, going around and around. Yep, and then palm heel strikes at the end. Hit with your palms. And some people really, really want to make a curve. I don't think that that's that important, as long as you expose your palm that you're hitting with. That's more important to me than whether or not your fingers are all the way curled. One more time. Does it help if I go sideways or no? All right, I'll go sideways. I'll go sideways this way. That'll be different. Sanchin Nidan. Boy. Left leg forward, double inside block. 1. Pull your right hand back. 1. Push. 2. 3. Take a step. 1. 2. 3. Take a step. 1. 2. 3. Turning inside block this way. 1. 2. 3. Now here comes the Mwashiyuki. Cover your face with your right hand. Go 1. and then strike. So your left hand's on top, and your left hand covers. 2, 3, turning. 1, 2, 3. Yummy. Okay. So Cindy has probably never seen this next kata before. It is called Haffa. It does not exist in Shotokan. It is a kata from a guy named Kanai Mabuni, who was Kenma Mabuni's oldest son. And he taught it at a seminar I went to, and I liked it. So it doesn't take much room. Lots of cat stances. Lots of little tiny stances. So let's try it and see what you think. Haffa. Out. Oi. You're this way. And then you do oi again. And these fingers are like daggers, like they're stabbing something. And your feet are straight. So they're not in our second position. They're straight and your hands are here. You're going to step forward with your right leg and do this. 1. Yep, see, hook blocks this way. Yep. Then your left hand covers your face, pulls back, and then strikes with this edge. 2, 1, 2. Take a step. 1, reach, hit. Take a step. 2, reach, hit. Okay, so now you go up like this with your back of your hands, down, around, double strike. Step to your left just slightly, so you're in a cat stance. Up, down, around, strike, to your right. Up, down, around, strike. Boy, you stand up like this again with your fingers and daggers. You make a little triangle like this, covering your solar plexus, and you look to your left. Then you push your hands out this way, step back with your right, block with this edge, strike with the back, then block again. Then step back, block, strike, block. Coral this way. Up, down, around, strike. Boy, all done. Sorry, I know new katas are irritating to follow, especially online when I can't really see or help you. So there's another kata called Tensho that is very popular in Goju and Shido-ryu, and we learned it for a while in Shotokan. I never particularly cared for that, but I liked this one, so I don't know how to tell you why. It's similar, though, in movements, concepts, stuff like that. So, one more time, Tensho. I will face this way this time. Out. Sorry, not Tensho. Haffa. Boy. Boy. Right leg comes out. Your hands block your face this way. Now your left hand and hip. Reach, pull, strike. Take a step in cat stance. Reach, pull, strike. Take a step. Reach, pull, strike. Up, down, around, strike. To your left. Up, down, around, strike. To your right. Up, down, around, strike. Boy, this way. Down to your left. Take a step back. Step back with your right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Cover. Up, down, around, strike. Boy. Stretch out your legs a little bit. Squat. Well, if I was doing the kata by myself, kind of going from small to big. The next one I would do is Hangetsu, because it also has a slightly smaller stance. It is kind of like the Sanchin stance that we did here, but bigger. But not as big as a front stance. It's maybe 2/3, 3/4. Your feet turn in, your knees turn in. Inner pressure stance. So a front stance is often an outer pressure stance. We push out, in. Still an hourglass stance though. Big, little, big. Here we go. We only have to do this one time, then we'll do the hands. Out. Hangetsu. Boy. Your left arm and left leg are going to come in, and your elbow does a circle, your knee does a circle, and you do a super slow inside block this way. 1. Then you counter punch in slow motion. 2. Take a step forward. 1. Inside block. 2. One more time. 1, 2. 1. Strike with your thumbs here, slightly above your chest. 2. Strike with a single knuckle. So some people say this is a position. You strike with your thumb here or your knuckle here, but you don't change anything. Some people do, and I've learned it a couple different ways. So sometimes they do it different. So that's 1, that's 2. 3, ridge hand covering your head. 4, knife hand down low. You're going to pivot on your left foot and pick your right hand up this way. 1. So this is an edge, ridge hand strike, and that's a normal knife hand strike. Then you reach, 2, reach, pull. Take a step and switch your hands. 1, 2. 1, 2. You're going to shift to your right, inside block, double punch. 1, 2, 3. Then behind you. 1, 2, 3. And then to your right. 1, 2, 3. All right, now you pick your left leg and left arm up in the air and put it down very slowly in a back stance. And you cross over. 1. So your right foot's planted. You're going to pull this hand and kick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you turn. 1, 2, cross, pull and kick. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, big turn. You're going to crescent kick, solar plexus height, step back and do Hangetsu stance and punch groin. You go this way. 1. Step, slide back into cat stance. 2. Hey up. There's. Very hard to do if you can't watch me all the time. Does anybody want to do that one again, or we'll move on to something more familiar? We'll do the Heians and Tekkis just quickly. Hands, here we go. Feet together, bow. And Shodan. Boy. 1, 2, double step whenever you need to. 1, 2, 3. 1, 3 rising blocks. 1, 2, 3. Downward block. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. 3 stepping punches. 1, 2, 3. Turn, knife hand block. 1, 2. 1, 2. Amen. Start from here, Heian, Nidan. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Front stance. 4 knife hand blocks like hand Shodan. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. 1 downward block. 2 rising block. 1, 2. Baby. I rest. Does anybody want to do that again or move on to hand Sandan? Hand Sandan. Feet together. Out. Kata. Do it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Get it out with your footwork. 1, turn. 2. Stay up. I rest. Did everybody make it through that one okay? Did you get lost? All right. Heian Yondan. Number 4. I'll try this one like a mirror. I'm facing you, but I'll be doing it the opposite way. Heian Yondan. Boy. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rest. Well, how did that go? Let's try again. I will count, and I will watch Maria and Jean-Noel closer. Out. Hand Yondan. What? 1. 2. 1. 2. Make sure your front foot is straight. 1, 2, side snap, elbow strike. Shoulders down, push your hip forward, Jean-Noel. 1, 2. 1, 2. 3, 4. 1, turn. 2. Knee back pressure, so it's a back stance. 1, 2, 3. Other hand, yep, Maria. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1. Augmented block, back stance. 2. 3. Augmented block. Reach in front stance. 4. 5. Knee strike. 1. Turn sideways, Maria. 2. Anyway. Rest. The only thing is when you do this knee strike, especially Maria, I didn't really see anybody else. When you do this knee strike, it's okay to point your toe down. You don't have to have it this way. And let your hip travel forward. So not this way so much. Hip driving into the target. A little bit better. Make a fist. You're going to grab, pull. Better. Okay, everybody okay? Heian, Godan. I will be a mirror. See how that works. Does that help or does it confuse you more?
It helps me. Ooh.
All right, here we go. Heian, Godan. What? 1, 2. These are back stances. 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Downward block this way. 1, 2. Crescent kick elbow strike. 3, 4. Crossover this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stab. 1, 2, 3. 1. Stab again. 2. Hey up. First. All right, so we worked a little bit on this last time. So I would just remind you, try to pull the pressure down into the floor, and then your body expands and contracts kind of like a rubber band. It kind of goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, go, boom, and it bounces back the other way. So some of you could use a stronger leg to move from. Some of you could keep a little straighter. Then we'll try the next thing. So start over again. Go to your left. Bounce your elbows. 1, 2, bum, bum. Back stand still. 3. 1, 2. 3. Okay, so pretty much your arms stay here, although it is also okay if this covers your face a little bit before you go out. But this one to me kind of just feels like a short punch. You kind of go 1, 1. Yep. Now, your arms wind up pretty high up here. Your elbow is higher than your fist. Your shoulders still down. Your hips are twisted way sideways. And then they twist back when you do that downward block. So, big wind up, strike. Good. Maria, turn your hands. Yep. Now your body is going to go back and out, and your hands go back and out. So some of you are just doing this, which actually some styles do, but we don't. In, out. One more time from down here. In, out. 1. That's fine. Then your hands do the circle. So right here they're touching on the wrists. Then they touch on the bottom of your wrists. 1, and it pulls to your side. Usually by the time you're here, this hand's in a fist, but I've seen it taught both ways. And then it pulls as you strike. 1, 2. So you go 1, and your leg shocks, your hand goes, and you start forward. 2, boom, boom. Shoulders down. Wrong hands, Maria. Yep. Let's go back to here. So you went down, up. 1. Compress into your back leg. You're going to shock. 2. 1, 2. Much better. That looks good, everybody. Now you do the big stomping downward block where you pick your foot up and down. 1, up, down. Then you reach across with your left. 2. Crescent kick, elbow strike. 1, 2. 1, 2. Kibadachi. Yep. Then you cross to your right. So this helped me a lot to think of this. Is you're here in a Kibadachi, 50-50, and you're going to twist like hand Nidan, where you do the augmented block in a front stance. So you're here and you twist, and you're here and you twist, and you're here and you bring your foot with you, but you do the same thing with your body on the inside. Yep, pretty good, Rachel. Pretty good, Maria. Turn a little bit more, Rachel, a little bit more towards the target. Yep, just a little. Maria, turn towards the target a little bit more, and don't have your butt out. Yep, better, so you're straighter. Okay, then you're here, and you're down, and your legs do springy, and then because your legs are springy, your arms are springy. And your legs go 1, whoop, boom, and this just goes like a piston, some people say, whoop, boom, it goes up and back. So you're crossed here and you're small. You get this bounce going, that's going to shoot your arm up, and then your left foot sticks out that way. 1. Yep, but you don't go anywhere, Maria, you stay where you are. So you're still standing on your right, your left foot just sticks out a little bit. Then you do the jump, which I'm not doing. You turn, pull your arms to your side, and then drop down into the X block.
Can you describe how to do the turn?
Well, if I'm facing this way and I'm looking this way, these hands come to here, and I'm facing this way. So I was here, and I go up. So some people take a little bit of a step with their left foot, and I was specifically told not to do that. That's kind of a beginner thing. But I don't think it matters a whole lot, as long as you're about to jump. So, yep, up and then down. Yep, and then land with your right leg in front, and your body weight dropping. Pretty good? Pretty good. Rachel, you're leaning forward too far. You have to be a little straighter. Then you step into the target and do that. 1. So now you stay here. You look over your left shoulder and you reach with your left arm. You go 1, and then this covers your face. 2. Do it again. You're right here. You go 1 and you look. This is going to cover your face. So if my nose is here, this hand is going to cover it as I strike down into the grunt. So not this way, Maria. Not a circle. A straight line. Yep. Now put your elbows down a little bit. Two. This hand up high. 3. So this turn is worth learning. This way. Can you see my feet? You are going to pivot. Right now your feet are together. You're going to pivot on your left heel and your right ball of foot as you do a downward block with your right arm. So you're going to pivot, and that turns your feet. And then go back. Left heel, right ball of foot. Go back. Left heel, right ball of foot. Left heel. So you don't have any room to move this way, but this, oh look, I have room for my feet. And then you're going to drive out. Yep. Turn your hip a lot more, Rachel, towards the target. Yep. And then flat palm. Pretty close. Maria, that was close. Get this hand up by your face. Nope. Nope. I don't know if I can do it. All right, so you're right here. Your left hand is going to come up here. Left elbow, left hand. Yep. Then it stabs. Heel. It stays up there. 3. Yep. Stay up. Rest. So it is interesting to me, Heian Godan was modified relatively recently. You can see films in the 50s and 30s and pictures from before that where they did it differently. One thing is that it might have done in cat stance 1, 2, 1, 2. But for sure, after whatever this was, there was one of these, which is kind of what Rachel is or Maria is doing. It's an Okinawan back stance. So the way I would do this in the olden days, if I was changing it, let's see. I would go 1, 2, 3. And the angles would be kind of 45. You kind of go 1, 2, switch your feet, 3, and that's a throw. But the Japanese like everything to be balanced, so it became more and more and more of the same. But there's definitely pictures of people going 1, 2, and there's definitely video of people going 1, 2. And we changed it to front stance, back stance. So this was an Okinawan back stance, and in most of our kata we took it out. It just shows up once in a while. In a Goju Shiho and an MP, just once in a while. We also took out most of the cat stances. So if something started like this, it could have got bigger, 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 bigger. Oh, there it is. It was like this, and now it's like this. And it could be that this had a lot of uses, and this does not have very many uses. It's just kind of a big, cool looking position. So, anyway, are we ready for Tekki Shodan? Okay. Uppy. You grab a quick drink if you want to. Okay, I can totally do this right-handed or left-handed. I just forget which one is the end. So, and sometimes I forget which one is the start. So, Cindy, most of the Shotokan world just goes like this and starts. Most of the rest of the world goes like this and starts. And the public version And for sure the Japanese version, they took this out because they thought it was just a ceremony. It's, oh, that's just a waste of time, we're not doing it. But it turns out when you look at the applications, this is one of the most important parts. So I put it back in there, and it feels really comfortable. So from wherever you are, your right hand comes up by your face, your left hand covers it, and then they both push down. Boom, boom. Super useful. I would show you if I had a partner. You wrap around somebody's arm, you push their head down. You grab up behind their head, you push their head down. You grab the other arm, you push their head down. It's super useful. But anyway, Tekki Shodan. Oi. I will be a mirror, so I am going to go to my left as far as you're concerned. 1, 2. This whole kata is in kibarachi. So get your toes straight, get your knees on the inside, bend your legs a lot, Rachel. Twist your hip. 1, still in kibarachi. 2, look to the side. 3, 4, crossing over. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Now your right foot comes up. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. So Cindy, I'm a mirror. So right now you're on the wrong side. Yep. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Boy. There's. Okay, we'll do it again. Any specific question about how do you do this or what? No? Yeah? Rachel, do you have a question? Or are you just standing there?
No, I'm sorry. I'm practicing my ASL, which you obviously don't understand.
What did it say?
I said no.
Oh, I would think no would look a lot like that, but.
This is yes.
Oh.
This is no.
Oh. Well, hey, I know this one. Thank you. No? What is it then?
Thank you is this one.
Thank
this
you. Okay.
One means this.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. I know another one. I know love or care. Love. Ha! All right. Tekki Shodan. Out. Let's see. Da. Boy. Back to this way. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. Yep. There's. So it occurs to me that the person that designed ASL knew that this and this were very close together so that he could slip one in when he meant the other just to mess with somebody. So it's my theory. It's like some people, they say, oh, thank you very much. It's like, what? You know, they slip that in there. All right. Tekki, Nidan. Out. Kata. Boy. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, there's questions. So, Funakoshi often said that the Heian Kata, the 5 Heian Kata, are 1 kata taught in 5 parts. And the same thing has often been said about Tekki. It was 1 kata, but it's taught in 3 parts. And I like that idea. I think it's true. If you blend them all together, it sometimes makes a little more sense. So, another Heian Nidan, another Tekki Nidan or Tekki Sandan? One more Tekki Nidan, says Cindy. All right. See, sign language. I can try this mirror image. We'll see how it goes. I can do it as long as I concentrate. If I start thinking about something else, I screw it up. A unique thing about Tekki Nidan is it only goes to the right. Both of the other Tekkis go to one side and then the other side of your beginning mark, and they end up pretty close to where you started. Tekki Nidan only goes to the right, and then it goes almost back, and then it goes over there again, and then almost back. So you're actually short of your mark unless you cheat to get there, which is perfectly acceptable. But anyway, Tekki Nidan. Oi. 1, 2, up, down. 3, cross. 4. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. 6, 7. 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. 4. 1, 2. 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good job, everybody. I think Tekki Nidan is one of the hardest to remember. The other 2 are much more symmetrical, but Tekki Nidan, you do everything on both sides, but not in the same order. It's just enough to confuse you. You know who did that? The same guy that put this hammer fist strike in Heian Shodan, so half the beginners would forget it every time they do it. Tekki Sandan or a different kata like Bassai, Konkudai. And who wants to vote? Rachel, go for it. What do you want to do?
I want to do Bassai.
All right. Oh, everybody's happy. All right, I will do it facing this way, and we'll see how it goes. So it starts this way, of course. Out. Bassai. Boy. 1. Up, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. Now I'll go sideways for a minute. 2. It's your left hand going out. So a little bit, everybody, a little bit, this is like this edge pushes straight forward. It's a little bit like cutting, but it comes from over here. So it also kind of does a curve to get there, but not so far over that it's off to the side. It's just a little past the middle of you, depending on what you think you're doing with it. Blocking, striking shoulder, striking neck, lots of things. But some of you are doing too big of a circle, and some of you would just put your hand out there. Neither one's acceptable. Let's pretend you have to block your face. So you're just going to cover, and then you're done. You're just going to cover. Like on all these other things where we go up and then over, just a little bit, yeah, that's in there. But it is important to project forward when you do this. So it's not a little thing. It is a forward, forward, forward thing, like it's driving out far away. Feet apart, Maria. Punch. 1. Now you're going to do block this way. 2. Punch with your left hand. 1. Stand up straight. 2. Now you're going to pull your left foot in just halfway. Block with your right hand. 1, 2. Step forward. 1. Step forward again. 2. Step backwards. 3. So now you're in a back stance. You're going to shift your weight forward and do that. 1. So your hands have to end up this way, with that being there, these 2 fingers, and that thumb being up by on the top of your forearm. And this is kind of a catching feeling. So try that again. You're right here. Your hip drives forward, and you reach across your own body. Then it turns, and your hip pulls you back down into the floor. So there's 2 hip twists. Twist, twist. But they usually blend into one. Okay, then you're going to do a side thrust. So in this position, you have room in here that your knee is going to come up inside. So this stays here, your shoulders stay down, your knee comes up, then you stomp down and pull towards your chest or armpit. 1, up, down, 2, block. So really I'm facing that way, but it doesn't really matter. 1 more step forward. 4, 1. You're going to push your legs and body are going to shock your arms out 45 degrees. Shock, and your knee comes up. So you're going to go 1, 2. So up, ribs, center. Yep. Now this is like Bassai, turn and stab. 1. Stand up this way. 2. This is also like Bassai. 1. I mean like hand Godan. 2. Crust and kick, elbow strike. 1, 2, 3. Ugh, my count was bad. So now you're here. You're going to hit down into somebody's groin. 1, 2 more times. 2, 3. You're going to stack your hands on your left hip and look to the right. 1, 2. All right. So Cindy, you're coming towards me. 2. Pull your feet together. 3. Now your left knee comes up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. You're going to turn, and your right arm comes way, way up high like this. Then your hip swings. 2. Boom, boom. Then your left hand goes. 3. Take a half a step and block your face. 1, 2. Reach behind you, 45. 3. Step forward, 4. Shift forward, 4. Hi. Hi, rest. Yes.
So in this part here,
Yep.
are your hands touching?
Yeah.
Not to touch.
Yeah, no, we touch. So in Bassai Sho, you touch this way. And in Bassai Dai, you touch that way. But they do touch. But I've definitely seen styles where they don't touch.
Okay.
But it's the same thing.
You're almost touching, but not quite.
It's the same thing in, say, an augmented block. I've been taught not to touch, to push, to put it on top, put it behind. It's just, everybody does different stuff. So I kind of settle on what works best for me, or what fits the application, or what I learned as a tradition, kind of in that order. So I do this because I have a video that I will send to Jean-Noel of it's a refinement of a wrist grab defense. So this hand does this, and this hand squeezes to make the joint shorter, to compact the joint. So I will show you. But anyway, that's why I have that there. Plus, that's how I learned it. Sensei Nishiyama and Fusaro were both real big on that. But there's tons of Shido-Ryu people that do it without touching. Their hands, they're kind of like that. So it's not wrong. It's just different. So I saw many people had problems with this turn. So if you're in this double punch, which is called, I believe, a Yamazaki, or Yamazuki, you're going to turn 90 degrees this way. So I was here, and my foot goes way over. And when I do that, my right hand comes way up high. Now my hip and my hand match, and I go 1, and then there's another turn 2. Then this one prepares, and it's odd. It's the back of the bone here. It's odd for us. It's common for a lot of other things. And then your hip and your hand match again, 2. So you're this way. You turn and go like this. 1 is your prep. 2. 1, 2. And then way up high, Cindy, on the second one, 2. So the first one was good, Cindy. Your first one was good, and this one just went like this. It's got to have the same up high driving motion to it. Good. Better. That was fine. And not quite so much behind you this way, more in the middle of you. One more time, Bassai Dai, and then we'll be done. I don't know if I can do Bassai Dai left-handed. I don't know if it would help. So I'm going to face this way. Out. Bassai Dai. Away. 1. Up, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1. Here comes that projecting out and still does a little circle. 1. 1, 2. 1, 2. Half a step, knife hand block. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Thrusting. 2, 3, 4. Coming back. 1. Shock. 1, 2, 3. Stab behind you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crescent kick, elbow strike. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1. Look to your right. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Here comes the big turn. 1, big turn. Other arm. 2, 45. 1, 2, 3. Right. All right, rest. Questions now? Well, thank you all for coming. Class dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you guys. Bye-bye, Maria.
Bye, Sensei. See you on Monday.
All right, bye-bye.